Please remain seated. The show will begin in 3, 2...
Like a Hellcat.
The Story of Carmen Winstead by Ashley Hall. Narrated by FandomTraveller87. A young girl was in her bathroom at home, getting ready to take a shower, when she heard a strange noise, a faint gurgling. Although in the back of her mind she registered it as odd, she quickly dismissed it as something happening in the plumbing. She steps into the shower and turns on the hot water tap before stepping back out as the cold water in the pipes flow through, allowing room for the warm then hot water to come out. As she stands waiting, periodically running her hand under the spray, gauging the water's temperature, she hears the sound again. This time it was louder and seemed to be coming from the drain. At first she thinks her mind is playing tricks, for the sound is of laughing, a strange mocking chuckle, clearly discernible over the exiting water. To anyone else this may have been no more than a curiosity, a trick of the mind, but for her it is something more. She remembers an event that had taken place 7 months earlier, a lie she had been a part of, and a tragedy she had helped cause. She yells out for her mum, who is quick to respond. She tells her mum of the strange laughter, but all she receives in return is a strange look, and a suggestion to forget about it to go to bed. The girl does this, not knowing her end is close. That night, the mother hears a series of loud bangs reverberating around the house. She gets out of bed to investigate, and upon entering her daughter's room, she finds the bed empty. Her daughter was gone. The police are called in, and a search is carried out. It does not take too long for the girl to be located. It was soon discovered that a nearby sewer cap was partially opened. Shining their torches into the opening, they find the missing girl, head looking back up towards them, the neck twisted at an unnatural angle, her face stripped of its flesh. Before long, 4 other girls would meet the same fate. Carmen Winstead had returned for her revenge. Carmen Winstead was a 17-year-old student in Indiana who was killed when she was pushed into an open sewer by 5 other students. At the time, the school was having a fire drill. Carmen was the odd one out, so it was not uncommon for a certain clique of female students to pick on her. It was meant to be a joke, a way to embarrass Carmen in front of the school. However, after she did not reemerge from the sewer, the police were called in. Before long, her body was recovered. Her neck had broken when her head hit the ladder and was further damaged when she finally hit the concrete wall at the bottom. The students were all questioned, but as no one except for the girls who pushed her had seen anything, all guilty parties managed to lie their way out of it. They all told the same story. She had fallen in, and the death was ruled as an accident. Several months later, many students at the school started emails and messages on their MySpace accounts titled "They Pushed Her," which told the truth of what really happened that day. Carmen had not accidentally fallen into the sewer, but had been pushed. The emails did not disclose the identities of the guilty parties involved, but rather threatened that there would be horrible consequences should they not confess. Many thought that this was a horrible prank to be played on those with the still fresh memories of the tragedy. But for at least 5 girls in school, a panic must have set in. Someone knew what happened and was threatening them. A few days later, the events described at the beginning of this post took place. First, one of the girls is taken from their house, killed and disfigured, and left to be found in the sewer, and then another, and another, until all 5 girls had met the same fate. Carmen is apparently not satisfied. She has become a twisted entity whose sole purpose is to have the truth of her death known. Not content with the deaths of the guilty party, she will visit anyone who does not believe the story and forwarded on to others. And so goes the background of one of the more famous chain letters that has been in circulation since about 2006. It still pops up every now and then, as people continue to receive the story and forward it on just in case. There is no substantial proof that Carmen Winstead ever existed, was pushed into a sewer, and definitely no proof that her vengeful spirit killed the guilty parties and any other who failed to believe in the story. Still, not having proof does not necessarily mean that the events did not take place. Maybe it happened in another part of the world. The details changed to better fit a new audience? It has certainly been a popular story outside of the US, with many searches for the details originating from the Philippines. Regardless of its fiction, by having written this post and sharing it with you all, I'm certainly removed from Miss Winstead's wrath. What about you?